This lecture is to explain how people may select for gender dysphoria. So I've said on my channel many times, gender dysphoria is very common from birth, with the current numbers at about 50% of all males are born with feeler personalities and thus female brains, and about 30% of all females are born with thinker personalities and thus male brains. And let me clarify my definition of gender dysphoria, because I'm not sure if it fits the definition of mainstream definitions of gender dysphoria. So it's basically just a mismatch between the gender in the brain and the gender in the pants. So yes, there actually is a population control agenda by common covert narcissists that is capitalizing on the naturally occurring gender dysphoria that is rampant in society, since more homosexual sex equals less procreative sex. But before anyone can push any ideological agenda for everyone to be genderless and gay, normal, everyday people are constantly mate selecting in favor of gender dysphoria, which is why we have such high percentages of gender dysphoric people currently in mainstream modern society. And I'm going to explain how it is that normal, everyday people mate select for gender dysphoria and the different ways this occurs with males and females. With males, women are mate selecting for feeler personality type males with feminine female brains because they want their mates to be more nurturing with children, so they'll be more invested in the idea of staying in a nuclear family marriage type situation. With females, men are mate selecting for thinker personality type females with masculine male brains because thinker personality women are fitting the highest modern beauty standards by being taller, thinner, more athletic, with harder bodies and facial features, and thinker personality women also have higher earning potential than feeler personalities. So my videos are usually mostly concerned with how to increase the outlier minority population of intuitive empaths, and decrease the population of sensor feeler common covert narcissists and sensor thinker common overt narcissists, because the trajectory we have right now, narcissists are going to kill us all if they keep being the majority population. But gender dysphoria keeps coming up constantly in my videos when I analyze how to increase the minority intuitive empath population. And that's because when female empaths try to mate with male empaths, it's often impossible because the male empaths have female brains, and their feminine energy clashes and repels with the female empath's feminine energy, and they end up rivaling each other and spiting each other rather than becoming mates. So it has made me analyze the whole phenomena of gender dysphoria at great lengths, and now I'm not sure how easy it would be to mate select against gender dysphoria. It's pretty much impossible for empaths to mate select against gender dysphoria, since then they would have to mix with thinker-type masculine personalities predisposed to overt narcissism. But everyone else besides the intuitive empaths could try to stop mate selecting for gender dysphoria if they wanted to. So many people these days seem to hate trans people who had no choice in how they were born with a mismatch of the gender in their brain and the gender in their pants. But are those same people that hate trans, are they women who choose feeler personality female brain husbands? And are those trans haters the same men who choose tall, thin, higher earning thinker personality masculine wives? Do they really unwittingly love gender dysphoria despite thinking they hate it? I don't know if society can or will start mate selecting against gender dysphoria, but I think it's really important to point out how I see that society has done a lot of mate selecting in favor of gender dysphoria in the ways that I've already mentioned. So now I'm going to give some specific examples so you can picture in your mind the kind of male-brained, masculine thinker personality women I'm talking about that get mate selected for, and you can see some examples of the female-brained, feminine feeler personality men that get mate selected for, which results in very high percentages of gender dysphoric people being born. So I'll start with the people born with female sexual anatomy. I already had women like ESTP Angelina Jolie in mind as one of the women voted as most beautiful in modern culture. I also remember seeing some things about ISTP Amber Heard having facial features that align with the perfect face according to modern beauty standards. Demi Moore is an ISTP, Scarlett Johansson's an ISTP, Kristen Stewart is an ISTP. These women are taller and thinner than feeler personality type women because of their masculine male brain thinker personalities. So they're gender dysphoric male brains trapped in female bodies. Taller and thinner women align with the highest standards of beauty in modern culture. Some of these women make it pretty obvious their gender dysphoria, like Kristen Stewart, who constantly dresses like a boy nowadays, or ESTP Angelina, who plays in action movies like Tomb Raider and G.I. Jane as if she can hold her own just like a man. The reason she can realistically look like she is holding her own like a man is because her thinker brain is masculine and male. She's cognitively, emotionally functioning as a male trapped in a woman's body. Yet she's considered a sex symbol for men. Basically, a man is considered a sex symbol for men. If you're thirsting for Angelina, then you're thirsting for masculine energy. So does that make you gay if you're a guy and you want her? Well, not if you can balance the gender dysphoria in a backwards way, I guess. So Brad Pitt is an ESFP. He's a feeler personality, female brain trapped in a male body. So a lot of times these gender dysphoric people will find someone who is gender dysphoric in the opposite way to balance things out. But if it was a masculine thinker type male that was thirsting for Angelina, it would be kind of gay, I think. The double masculine energy would clash and repel in many ways, just like the double feminine energy in feeler plus feeler relationships clashes and repels in many ways. So the takeaway is, if that you have a problem with trans people or gender dysphoria, you might want to think about how your everyday preferences of what physical and emotional and intellectual traits you find attractive in men and women, because you probably are mate selecting in favor of gender dysphoria, whether you claim to dislike the population run rampant with gender dysphoria or not. If you don't like gender dysphoria, you should probably be mate selecting for men with thinker type masculine personalities and mate selecting for women with feeler type feminine personalities, even if it means the thinker type male won't be as nurturing of the children as feeler type males, and if it means the feeler type females won't be as tall and thin or as high earning as thinker type females.